What do you guys think? Do you think that the creation of a expanded fan base will spur a lot of creativity? Do you think it's going to create a environment where developers are even more incentivized to create rack extensions, which I think ultimately would be way better for all of us Reason users? Or do you think it's going to cause developers to maybe ignore rack extensions and just move into VSTs because they figure you can use Reason as a VST, so why not do it there? Hey folks, Evan from Stock Music Musician, and today I want to ask you guys another question. I've gotten a lot of comments on Reason 11 and what your thoughts are, and it seems like half of you think that it's a great idea and you're going to upgrade, and half of you think it's the worst idea ever. So something that I've been mulling over lately is whether or not Reason 11 is going to actually completely revitalize Reason. And the reason I'm thinking this is because now I think a lot more people are going to be willing to buy Reason, which means that the market is going to expand for users. And maybe some of these users are going to be using Reason as a plugin in another DAW, but nonetheless, they'll still be using Reason. From there, there's going to be more people buying rack extensions, which means that the market for rack extensions is going to expand exponentially, probably triple, double maybe, I don't know, but it's going to be way bigger. And as a result, it's going to be more profitable for developers to create rack extensions, which means that we'll get more, better, exciting rack extensions. Not only that, but also you have the situation where some people like me have refrained from buying rack extensions if there was a VST version of something, because I'm like, why would I want to be contained in one environment when I could have an effect that could operate in both environments? And so I think we're probably going to stop seeing perhaps as many VSTs ported into Reason, and maybe people are just going to start building rack extensions, or, it's just going to lead to more expertise in the rack extension design world. Food for thought. The additional complication is that if you're using Reason in another DAW as a VST, you can't insert a VST into Reason when it's operating as a VST. So if you've got parts of your workflow, you're going to need to have them in rack extension form to use them in Reason, which I think is only going to increase the value of rack extensions. This brings me to a whole other point, another question, and I really would like to know your feedback on this. I think the simple answer you guys are all going to give is yes, but I think it's worth asking. Many times when you buy a plugin now, if you're buying a VST plugin, it includes the VST2 version, the VST3 version, and the AAU plugin version. Do you think that plugin designers that have a rack extension version should now start adding a rack extension version included for free? You're buying the plugin package, you should get all the versions of the plugin and all the platforms that it operates on. It seems fair to me that you're buying the plugin, you're not really buying a platform. And so to the extent that a developer can sell and has two versions of it, why shouldn't you have both the rack extension and the VST version? The counterpoint to this is probably that Propeller Heads controls the rack extension type store with a iron fist, and so they're not getting their cut if a developer sells you a rack extension directly. Or, you just can't do it because everything gets downloaded through the rack extension installer. But perhaps we can encourage Propeller Heads to start encouraging developers that are selling rack extensions to bundle in VST versions as well. I think that would go a long way to creating goodwill, and I don't see it really creating any cannibalization. It just gives you more flexibility. The developer's already sold you the plugin once. Why not make you happy? What do you think? Are you thinking this is going to be a trend, or are we just going to keep on having to buy separate plugins? All right. Thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Okay, before we go any farther, I do want to offer you guys something because you are so stoked on Reason 11 and I'm so stoked to have you. If you want, I put together a free sample pack. You can click the link down below to download it. I also want to ask you to like and subscribe to this channel because I'm going to be, once Reason 11 actually comes out, I've got a whole bunch of tutorials that I've got planned out. So be sure to like and subscribe and get that free sample pack.